Hi, good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon, depending on where you're listening from. Let's resume the Google Workspace training in classroom. So we remember that we talked about this general interface in the previous video, talking about the stream, the general classwork, so the navigation bars, finding your class code as a co-teacher, and announcements. So what we're going to be doing in this session is classwork. So, remember that I said that, what's it called? The navigation as a student and the Google Calendar. So, your classwork just helps you to schedule several things. So, you can actually schedule events that are coming up, and your students can see those events in the Google Calendar, which will be shared across teachers and the students. So we'll get to that in a bit. So this is the classwork environment, and what this shows you basically is the create bar button, the Google Calendar, like I showed us earlier, and our Google Class Drive. So if I click on create, I can see I have five different types, and one after the horizontal bar, which is topic. So I'm going to start with the topic actually. So a topic allows you to be able to section your class. It helps you to be able to organize your class right. So I'm going to create several topics, and you will see why it's very important for our students. So first is let's talk about setting up Google Classroom, and I add it, right? So let's reframe. So once this is created, you can see that it has created a new section called setting up Google Classroom. So whatever you could add things to this, a student will see this topic and work that is added to it. Then let's create another one. Class work. Book design. Um, let's also create so classwork design. Let's create invitations. So you can restructure it. So in case you want your student to see it in a more organized manner, you can move it around. So you can talk about setting up a Google Classroom, invitations, classroom design. But depending on what you're thinking about, you could first write in a paper and design it top to bottom, or you just put them out and recreate. Then let's create one more. That is grades and student marks. Okay. And I think that so I want to edit this, so rename it. So yeah, so I could drag this down. So yeah, we have a proper structure now. We have setting up classroom, invitations, classroom designs, and all that. And you can see it has already created like an outline for your students. All right, so now we've understood what topics do. They just help you to section your work and properly ensure that there is a logical flow in the entire system. So for assignments, um, this creates, so you could add or create materials. Okay. So for assignments, what you're doing here is you're sending work to your students actually. So let's see. I want to send work to. We want to create an assignment about create a create a new are expected to create a new class and upload the class. So I'm just trying to think of something and upload the class screenshots. To screenshot basically. So once that's done, so I could add other things, but I'm going to go here in the next section. So let's see. So I want to add a category. So you can see we've talked about the category. So this is where it works. The categories you created in the stream in the previous section just helps you to structure your work so you don't have to overstress. So you just put presentation or you put on the writing or something. Then you could set a due date. So most times as teachers we have due dates. We expect that students should submit an assignment by so time and all that. So I'm going to say tomorrow, and you can add time depending on what you want. So this is always the default is 11:59 p.m. or 23:59. So once that is done, we've set up our due dates. Then we want to put it under a topic, so we can see and what we so in on like what you will see on your side, or what you will see when you rearranged. It's not going to rearrange that for you. It's going to show it in order of setting up of the topics from bottom top, so or from last to beginning. So I'm going to do no, it's doing it based on alphabetical order. Sorry. So setting up a Google Classroom, and yeah, that's it. So once that's done, you can also select students. It depends if you want to section a select few to do the assignment. You can do that or not. All right. So once I assign this, it creates the assignments under setting up your classroom, and so you can see that create a new class. It's under the section, the writing section, and the so let's see how it looks like as a student. So if I come here and I refresh, okay, it's refreshing that already. You will see that I can see the new assignment. So my students are not seeing my topics because there's nothing posted under it. So I can see create a new class, and I open it. It can ask me for view assignment, and I can add. So as a student, you expect them to, for assignments like this, they have to create and add something. So what will happen is they could actually upload a Google Drive, a link, a file, or something, depending on what you ask them to do. So let me open a new tab and let's quickly do the assignment. So it's just to create a new class, and we could do that and create class. And yeah, so it is new class. Since there was no this thing, I'm not going to talk more about that. And the class is created. So in this section, in this way, you already own your class. So you're the owner, and you can invite people. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that, and yeah, I've opened it, and we can print. I won't save it as a PDF. I mean as a picture or indirectly. And instead, let me use sorry. Let me use the snipping tool and just save it. Desktop. Classworks. All right, so we saved it, and we can go and upload our files. Note that this would take some of your space as a teacher as an owner of the classroom. So yes, so I'm going to create and add a file. So that's my assignment basically, and drive. Sorry, I'm going to upload. Go to desktops, and yeah, Classworks, and we're done. So it just uploads it for you, and the student can mark as done. So this is how the student sees your assignment, and it turns it in. Do you understand? If depending on the number of assignments supposed to do, it turns it in, and yeah, turn in. And so as a turning in, you would see this. So you can see that it's a switch from 0 assigned to 1. So depending on the number of classes, you can see how many students have actually done your assignment. And once that is done, you can actually open this and grade your students. So let's imagine we're saying we're giving him an 8, and you return. So when you return your scores, your student receives that. But I will explain fully when we get to that part. So yeah, now when you create a new quiz assignment or something, it also shows in the announcement bar. So you can the students can just see this also and create a notification for them indirectly. So yeah, so because it's marked, it has shown this point. All right, now that's the first type of assignment. Then we have the quiz assignment. So quiz assignments are usually those we use with a form. They could be pre-designed. So let's see, quiz one. So this assignment will be blah blah blah. It will depend on the topic setting up a classroom. So now that is this, but you know that we've already said that we are creating a quiz. So we expect that students should get ready for such. So what we're going to do is automatically it creates this Google form for you, and you can now, once you open it, it tells you blank quiz. So let's say quiz one. So I'll be creating a video on Google Forms, but for this course or this level, I'm just going to give us a brief understanding. I'm going to focus on what's it called, the quiz aspect. So when you're creating quizzes, it's very important that you set this part critically. So do you want now what you're seeing here is you can see missed questions. So when your students finish their scores, do you want them to see the questions, the answers? Do you want them to see the correct answers, or just want them to see uh point value? So if you don't want them to see all that, all those don't show. But if you want them to see the correct answers and all that, once they are done with their quizzes, they can see it. Then we have later and after manual review. So this way you don't want to set up immediate scoring, but this immediately after each section or immediately after the summit, it is going to give them their answers or their scores. So one more thing is very critical, so that you don't receive too many people don't keep on repeating their they don't repeat the exam. So you can just limit to one response. So once you come back here, you set up your question. Let's just say question one. Yeah, so does Google Workspace have a classroom? Yes and no. So now when you've done that, what you're going to do is you're going to see that you have to select the answer key. So click on the answer key and select yes. And you also use this to create, let's say, 10 marks. Done. And next one is So it also provides suggestions based on your text, so you could just add up, then you put it and done. So this way you've created your answers already and your students can submit. So because of our settings, the students are to give emails automatically and all that. And once that is done, you're good to go. You can just close this and go back here. So you can also set the due dates and time. And this time we're going to put it under setting up, and we are also going to give the category as quiz one. And once we assign this, students would also see this in their classroom and they can do what is necessary. So yeah, you can see the quiz one has been created, right? And students can see the description and get it. So you can also, now as a teacher, you can also allow your students to be able to send you private comments. So what any teacher or any co-teacher that posts a particular quiz, students can actually send a private comment to you, and that's what and you will be able to see it as an email and also on your own dashboard. So once the student clicks on this, it opens the quiz that you created, and now there's no point here, right? And disagree and submit. Okay, so you can see, so Bill, let's see, and yeah, we're good to go. So I can view my score, basically correct, wrong, because my teacher allowed me to see all that. So total point 10/10 and all that, and if it is remarked. So yeah, so that's it. And automatically, because the student has been able to has done the quiz, it automatically just attaches it to him. So you don't have to start thinking of so many things. So once you open quiz one, it has shown you turned in, and you can view the assignments and all that, and close. Yeah, and that's it basically. Then we're going back to this. All right, so the next thing is we've learned how to use assignment, we've learned how to use quizzes, then question. So you want to know whether it's a multiple choice or a short answer. So sometimes you can just post one single question and expect students to answer it, right? The question could be basically on coordination. So how is it easy to coordinate in Google Workspace? Don't mind I don't mind my what's it called? My questions to just annoying, you know. So you can also add instructions if you want them to do something, and whether it's a short answer or a long answer, and you can put it under writing. So let's imagine the short answer writing, and the topic is gonna be classwork design, right? Or create a topic. It doesn't matter to us. So once we do this, we ask. So here, because you're asking a question, students are just allowed to ask. Then so you can see that it's not created under anywhere. So we can open it back. You can go and edit it and put it under a topic. So I said create topic. Oh, I didn't, sorry. Let's put it under setting up Google Workspace. All right, so yeah, that's fitting to something right now. Then the next one should be material. So sometimes we just want to upload materials to students. I want them to see how it whatever it is. So we could just put documents, etc. and all that. And I can upload a file from my Drive or something. So I just uploaded a file and we're good to go. So yeah, so they can see it and you can upload it as much as possible. Let's put it on our Classwork Designs. And here we've been able to get, so you can see it on the documents and Classwork Designs, and that's it. Then reuse post. So this just helps you to, instead of you having to create new posts all the time, if there's something that you want to reuse on a regular, you can just click on it and you can see the post shows so many things. So you can just click on this. So sometimes you can use this to get posts from other classes. So if, imagine you're managing like 15, 20 classes and there's a particular post that you just want to share across, you can pick from that. So this shows you the classes you have. Then you can just select the particular posts and reuse. But this, as a teacher, is the post you create yourself that you can reuse. If a co-teacher did, you might not be able to reuse that post. And yeah, you're good to go. So you've assigned that, and that solves everything. So yeah, this is how you work around the classwork. And your Drive folder will show you materials you created. So this shows you the materials you created, the one you created, and the other ones you upload, all the materials you actually upload. Then you can see there's a folder. This folder is for your quizzes, so, or the assignments of your students. Any assignment you create would also have another folder within it. So it helps you. Google Workspace helps you to organize everything that you need. And that's said and done. I think, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next course.